Hello, I'm Ali Mohammed, CEO of JuristAI. I'm really excited to present our federal civil litigation suite. It's an end-to-end matter management suite that uses AI agents to help litigants fight their cases in court. So let's go ahead and get started. For this demo, we're going to be taking a look at a case from its inception of drafting an initial complaint, developing a theory of the case, and preparing our initial filing package all the way throughout the entire case lifecycle. So here I'm going to select done filing for my business, and I'm going to start a new complaint. As an example, let's take the case of Sarah Silverman versus OpenAI. We'll go ahead and upload our relevant evidence and documents. The system is now going to analyze everything I've uploaded and recommend a kind of federal complaint. Here's recommending that I file a class action complaint and a demand for a jury trial. Let's go ahead and draft the initial complaint. Let's explain what we're trying to accomplish here. In under 10 minutes, it's already drafted the complaint and also done real validated case law research. Every precedent site that you get out of our software comes with a hyperlinked opinion, so you can take a look at it for yourself. So it's a one-click validation. And we also post-process all the outputs to ensure that there's no hallucinations. Once I receive my complaint, I'm also given instructions for how to determine the venue, how to complete my civil service sheet, how to prepare summons, IFP or waiver, filing the complaint by mail, and addressing the package to the court. But let's go ahead and take a look at one of my active matters. Here we can see the case, Klein versus Velnos Principal Capital. Our software is integrated directly with Pacer, which means that it pulls your case docket and documents programmatically. Here we can see that it has prepared a strategic digest that includes a core narrative, fundamental facts, factual legal complexities, strategic recommendations, anticipated opponent playbook, risks, and blind spots. We also have analytics about the case, including how often these kinds of cases are won in this district, analytics about specific judges, case types, the average case duration, and motion outcomes. If we take a look at the docket, we see that it's been enriched with quite a bit of information. If we scroll down to the bottom, we see the recommended filings for a petitioner at the preliminary stage, including everything that is required for a federal filing packet. Once we get to the initial court orders at the pretrial stage and plaintiff pretrial filings, not only do we see the docket with an ability to summarize or receive an already generated summary of the documents, but we also see recommended filings for the plaintiff at the pretrial stage. And this goes for discovery, trial, post-trial, judgment. We also see here that we have predictive adversarial briefs, where with a click of a button, we can see what our opponent is most likely to file next. If we go to the generates document page, we can see the system recommending particular next steps, but we can also click drop down and choose from a selection of predefined motion types for us to generate. We can also conduct search through our uploaded documents using retrieval augmented generation, and we can research case presence as well with lexical search. So let's take a look at a document that LitigAI has generated for this case. This is a motion for temporary restraining order in the same case that the software generated. This is totally unedited, and you can see that it is a robust complaint with interlinear citations that are hyperlinked with summaries of those opinions interspersed throughout the document as it makes sense to make the argument more robust. What I'd like to show you now is our email interface. Everything that I've just shown you on our user interface is actually also accessible totally over plain English email. Here I've pulled up my email, and you can see I have quite a few emails from agent@juristai.org. But essentially, our agent is both an autonomous actor and a way for you to interact with your case. It does things like update your strategic digest every time that there's movement on your docket. It prepares response briefs every time your opponent files something in court. It also prepares predictive adversarial briefs every time it's detected that you filed something in court. It does automatic deep research for you based off the controversies of your case. And it additionally searches up precedents on its own. All of that is without even needing the click of a button. But you can also communicate with the agent and ask it to do certain things. Here I've pulled up a draft email that I wrote where I said, "Hey agent, can you please draft a motion for TRO in the case Klein versus Velnos Capital?" And here's the response TRO that it generated. So a user is able to speak to an agent exactly as if it was a colleague, asking it to draft documents, make recommendations, asking for feedback, asking for to review documents, asking it to draft correspondence. It is a complete end-to-end solution with over 20 workflows that are predefined. And if actions are needed outside of those predefined workflows, then it will go ahead and create new workflows to execute as the need arises. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your taking a look at our federal civil litigation suite, and I welcome any correspondence or questions.